Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Raheen Ashimi Show. Welcome to the Raheen Ashimi Show. We have a great show lineup for you today. We have an absolutely amazing show lineup for you today, and we are hoping to have Miss Conya Doss with us. You may know her. She's a great and incredible and amazing young singer, songwriter, and actress. We're gonna get into a conversation with her. Hopefully she'll be with us in just a few minutes. We're scheduled at 11:30 today, and I haven't heard anything. So hopefully she'll be joining us in just a little bit. I'm so excited to be able to bring her to you all. She's an absolutely amazing singer. Um, the music that she's put out there, singer, like I said, singer, songwriter, entertainer. There's so many different layers of this young lady, and one of the things that we're going to talk about may even shock you to find out about her. This is something that a lot of people don't know, and you know how I do, man. I do my research. I search and I search and I search until I find what it is, and I found something that's absolutely amazing about this young lady. That, as I said, a lot of people don't know. Don't want to let the cat out the bag too soon. Don't want to let the cat out the bag. And so I'm gonna hold on to that until she get here. And like as I said, hopefully she'll be with us in just a few minutes. She'll be joining us and we'll conduct this conversation that we're going to have. You know, as I say all the time, I do not do interviews. I do not do interviews. I have conversations, and from those conversations, hopefully you walk away knowing the person that I'm having that conversation with. The typical way of doing interviews, that's not what I do. Is too locked in the box. It's too locked in the box. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. And so, hopefully, as I said, hopefully, I think she's here. I think she's here. Drum roll, please. I think the see I'm just a co-star. I'm the co-star, but I think the star of the show is here. She may have some little issues with the line, so hopefully we'll get that taken care of, and we will be able to present to you the legendary this young lady. I'm telling you, she's been doing some amazing things for a long time, and hopefully we'll get her. It's saying the device is not connected, Miss Dawes. It's saying the device is not connected. So hopefully, I don't know if it's the camera. You might want to go out and come back in again. Sometime that helps out. So you may, if you can hear me, go out and come back in, and then that way we'll be able to pull you on the screen. So and have this conversation that we're going to have with you. Hopefully, she's there. She is here. She is in the building. I think there's some technical difficulties that we're having, and we're definitely going to work through those little issues. And hopefully, we'll have her in with us in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Let me see. But as I was saying, this young lady, she's been in the game for a minute now, doing some amazing work. The music that she has put and brought forth is absolutely, you can't listen to it without loving it. You cannot listen to her music without loving it. And she was just in with us, and hopefully she's gonna go out and come back in. And when she come back in, um we'll have everything to be set up perfectly. We didn't do a test run on this, so that's part. I guess that's partly my fault. We didn't do a test run to test everything. So hopefully, as I said, hopefully we will have her in with us in just a few minutes. Hopefully we'll have her in. But in the meantime, how's your day? As a matter of fact, I could actually pull up a song of hers and play a song. Hopefully we have her in. Let me see. But in the meantime, how's your day? Okay, there we go. Let me I may even actually be able to pull up a song and play a song until she get in here. Let me see here. She got so much, man. I don't even know which one to play. She has so much great music. But let me do this. Make sure she's not there. I'm on YouTube. I'm going to pull up a song on YouTube, and we're going to I love this song right here. The name of this song is let me see, make sure she's not there because oh, she's here. Okay, great.
Hi, I was trying. I'm trying to. I was trying to do this from my phone. It didn't work. The video and sound. So forgive my tardiness of trying to get these kinks out, the technical difficulties.
No, man, listen, are you kidding, man? It's an honor to have you here, and I thank you. I know your schedule is very busy. You're doing so much, and that you take the time to talk to little old me. I definitely appreciate it. I
Thank
definitely
you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
good deal. Now, I want to before I get in, I don't the way I do things, Miss Dawes, I don't do interviews. I have conversations, and from those
Okay.
conversations, I ask you a question, let you say whatever you want to say, go as far as you want to go, and then I kind of throw another question out there. And my thing is, there may be somewhere that may not know who you is. I don't know who that could be. But there may be somebody out there that don't know you. And at the end of this conversation that we're having, my prayer is that they will know more about who you are, and we can introduce them to somebody different. So
Okay. I'm
before
gonna
we
put. You can
Mhm.
talk. I'm just gonna stop my camera because I gotta move. This
Okay.
location is not working for me.
Okay. That's
So,
good. Well, let me ask you this question. For that person that may not know you and know who you are, who is Miss Conya Dawes? In your own words.
wow. Can you see me now? Okay,
Yeah.
good. This is better. Conya Doss. I am a independent recording artist. I'm a mother. I'm a teacher. Um, I'm forever a student. I'm actually promoting my ninth project
Mhm.
through rose-colored glasses. I've been coined the queen of indie soul, which I embrace it. However, I feel like I got a lot of work to do in
Mhm.
order to carry a title such as that. So
Mhm.
and that's all I can say for now.
Now, and you have a lot of things that you put out there. There's a lot of things that you put out there. So let me ask you, what is if I had to ask you the top three, and not even three, the top two things on your list of what you do, what would be the top two?
Besides my child being a single mom, that's especially raising an African American,
Yes. Uh-oh, we froze it.
um,
Go.
and just because I enjoy, like, it's parallel with my teaching and the music, but those are my top two:
Okay.
music and my kid
Absolutely.
family.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, if I understand, you have a son.
Yes,
How's he doing?
he's doing pretty good. Just trying it, always trying it. That's all I can say. Just steady calculating. I'm like, I always got to stay a step ahead of them. I'm
Exactly.
learning that. So
There you
they're
go.
definitely their own individuals.
And how old is he now, if you don't mind my asking?
He just turned 11.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's an old soul, but he keeps me busy.
Exactly. Now, is he musically inclined at all, or is he dealing with music at all, or are you teaching him, or?
I thought like his vocals, the verdict is still out on that, but
Mhm.
when he's singing, it's like by that time when I was singing, he has a pretty voice, like his tone, but as far as his vibrato, I had
Mhm.
a nice little vibrato, like
Okay. Mhm. Okay. I think we froze just a tad bit there. I want to make sure that yeah we
interested
froze.
in music.
Exactly.
Um, he's more academics, like tell me about cryptocurrency and
Wow.
bitcoins, and I'm like, okay. And he likes, a lot of putting things together. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking his niche is. But when I'm recording, all of a sudden then he'll come down banging on the drums when I'm doing something. But it's never like intrinsic where he'll go down and say, hey, I'm just want to practice or whatever. It's sporadic, so it's hard to tell as far as that goes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. You spoke about when you're recording. Now you write, you do everything pretty much yourself, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, as far as the lyrics and everything, but I do have a team that I'm pretty consistent, but it's a chunk of as far as when it comes to lyrics, a lot of times I do write my own, but and then I also have, producers that write lyrics also. So it's like more of
Mhm.
a team effort, but yeah, I have my hand in it pretty deep.
Okay, good. Now let me ask you this question, Ms. Dawes. Is when you write something yourself or when you
Mhm.
sing something that somebody else, is there a better connection with that particular song if you've written it yourself because of maybe an experience that you've gone through? Because a lot of times, if I'm not mistaken, when you do stuff like that, when you write a song, it's because of an experience that you had.
Right. Um, a lot of times when I'm writing, it could be a whole mesh of different of
Mhm.
my experience, everybody else's experience, people who I've talked to. So it just it could be a little bit of everything. And then sometimes songs are solely my experiences, or
Wow.
solely it could be your experience. If I'm talking to you about a situation, I might decide to put myself in a conversation and write to it or write about it. So it just varies.
Okay. Now, what has music taught you?
Wow, music has taught me just that as far as music taught me how to embrace things. Actually, listening to other people's music has helped me get through some things that music heals. It's taught me that music really is universal. It's a tool that can heal you. It could bring some painful memories. It could get you through the pain, and
Mhm.
it can inspire. It just has a multitude of meanings and effects on people. At
Okay.
The gift of music is really special.
Mhm. Now, is it therapeutic at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's my therapy. That's probably why I'm not sitting on somebody's couch now.
Exactly, exactly. I think we lost our connection on the camera there. Um,
I'm sorry. It's a multi. I'm okay. I meant to turn this phone off, so it's like on these live streams,
yeah,
anything can happen. Sorry, guys.
exactly.
So,
No, and that's what happened to me because I never get a FaceTime. Somebody just FaceTime me, and I never get FaceTimes, and I
of
just
all times,
yeah, I never get them, and now I just get one doing this time. Go
that's
figure, right?
okay. And these, as I say, COVIDious times. That's one of my friends. She coined this whole pandemic. Her and her
Mhm.
husband, they say COVID, anything's possible, especially with everything being like in Zoom and StreamYard now. So
Yeah,
it's like, you see, I wasn't phased when that happened. I heard it was like, okay, we just keep it moving.
exactly.
So it's all good.
Now, if you have a new project that just came out or just coming out real soon, tell
It
us about
actually it was released.
it.
It had technically it was supposed to have been out in March, and then just all kinds of craziness was going on. Then I had done a lot of collaborations, which kind of saturated things. So I had to take a
Mhm.
step back on my own. I'm like, ooh, next time I do this, I'm going to have to kind of, really think about how I'm doing it. So my new project, which was released on June 13th, is called Through Rose Colored Glasses. And that's
Mhm.
my ninth album.
Okay. Now, June the 13th, that's real close to or if not, that's your birthday. Am I am
Yeah, it was
I
on my birthday. I was like, I can do what I want to. I'm
wow.
releasing this on my birthday. So
What a birthday gift, right?
oh yeah, yeah. It was. This has been a good one. Yeah, because I usually don't do much, and I was like, why not? Pay
Mhm.
ode to the day I was born.
Exactly, exactly. Now, what is your favorite, if you had to pick one song on that whole CD, the one that
Mm.
your go-to song that you just love above all others. And I know you love it all because it's yours. That's like your
Yeah, it's
baby.
like my kids. You
Yeah,
can't show favoritism.
exactly.
I can tell you, besides the current single "Wishful Thinking," what really is resonating with me, and at so many levels, is "Black is Beautiful."
Yes.
I
Mm,
think that's just the whole, even not only the lyrics, which big ups to Myron Davis, who actually wrote that particular song,
mhm.
but just the whole track in itself is my, that's one I've been vibing to a little bit more. It just puts me in a zone that I need to be in at this moment. And
Okay.
it's the June is Juneteenth as well. So
Yes,
it
yes.
all kind of flows really nicely together.
Mhm. Now, if I were to come to wherever you are and go through your playlist,
Mm.
what would I be surprised to see in Kanye Dawson's playlist?
Um, my playlist is, I love so many different types of music. You'll see some Annie DeFranco, anything from Annie DeFranco. Not sure if you're hip to her. Sade, Nina Simone, Tracy Chapman, Bonnie Raitt, definitely Bob Marley.
Mm,
Because now my son's getting hip to it. I'm like, if you don't know this, you don't know music.
exactly, exactly.
This goes, and then I like another person that my mom has hit me to, Leandria. I think I'm pronouncing her Johnson, a gospel singer, or is
Yeah,
it? Am I
absolutely.
pronouncing her?
Mhm,
Yeah, her voice just touches me. It's just like
mhm.
Mickey Miller, Eric Roberson. A friend of mine is Narelle. She has an EP. I love her. What she has, everything on there. So I'm just playing. It's a barrage of different music, and
Mhm.
then I might go back to the Doobie Brothers, or
Yes,
Steely
yes.
Dan. So,
Old school, absolutely.
yeah, it's just whatever I'm feeling. I was like, this is what I want to hear right now. Lately, I've been having September Earth, Wind and Fire. It's just like,
Yes.
So when I'm
Yes.
driving, people looking at me crazy, like, what is this lady doing? I'm just, I'll just be driving, just listen in the zone.
In that
Yeah.
zone. Exactly. Exactly. How have music over the last 10 years, and I know it's changed a lot
Mhm.
over even past that, but how have music changed the industry as a whole?
Um, it's been some pros and cons. I can
Mhm,
say that it's changing now that people, before they were kind of like saying R&B was done, and now you see a lot of
mhm,
these young artists, and that's the category they fall. So I'm so happy that they're continuing to carry the torch. But um, some of the music I just can't get into yet. It's just not my cup of tea. But
mhm,
then you have some that's is paying homage back to what we grew up listening to, like this new song with Anderson Paak and Bruno
mhm.
Mars. That's those
Right.
grooves is things we grew up listening to,
Yeah.
the 70s. You know where it came
Mhm,
from. So even the new music that's coming out, there's familiar samples or familiar replays of what has already been, which is great because it just
mhm.
continues it to flow, and it's timeless.
Exactly.
But I'm still waiting for that new innovative vibe to
Mhm.
come. I haven't heard that yet because everything that I don't know that I'm hearing like on mainstream, I've heard it before,
Okay. I'm going to
and
ask.
I like a lot of it too, though. But I'm just saying, there's nothing that's like, wow,
Mhm.
20 years from now it's gonna be because
Still
I
be,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
And longevity, exactly. I'm gonna ask you a very unfair question, and please forgive me, okay?
All right.
I'm Michael Michael Jackson or Prince?
Woo! I'm a die-hard Prince fan, but at the same time, back in the 80s, I used to have a collage of Irene Cara and Prince. I mean, and Michael Jackson and
Yeah.
buttons.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
now what I will say for me is Prince, because I don't know if it's that Gemini connection or whatever, but when it comes to vocals, both
Mhm.
of them were just hardcore. But Michael, as a kid, them riffs, that's how I learned how to do
Yeah.
the runs and realized,
Right.
oh, I could kind of sing. you
Mhm.
know um it's like apples and oranges, but Prince
Yeah.
is just, his the instrumentation, he's a
Mhm.
musician as well, just
Mhm.
takes me to a different place.
Yeah.
I've always been a little bit more team Prince, in the teenage years, but growing up as a child, it was always Michael Jackson with them riffs. And I mean, people, I don't know, he could
Mhm.
sing,
Yeah.
like really really sing.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Prince, I might have to say, has a slightly edge as far as
Mhm.
just a slight
Because
edge.
yeah, because of the fact that he do it all. Prince, yeah, everything that you hear is what he did. That reminds me a little bit of, and I'm gonna throw this name out there. A lot of people didn't give her the credit that I think she rightfully deserved, but Patrice Rushen, she was
Heck
amazing.
yeah, she's a guru. I mean, people
Yeah.
don't know behind all them awards.
Mhm.
Assembly, she was not assemblies, but the shows. She was like the
Yes.
music director. And for me, with Prince, I think why I connect with him. If you go back and listen, if you listen to D'Angelo's or even
Mhm.
Lauryn Hill's or even my music, those harmonies, it's like
Yeah.
you can tell he's rooted from quartet music, and that's what I grew up listening to my cousins playing, in quartets group. Those harmonies
Mhm.
that were layered and the movement of their directions. But yeah, but that's why I think I can connect more because he had the Hank vocals. I call
Mhm.
those ghost vocals where you like, oh, I didn't hear him say that before. Just little
Mhm.
hidden things. And that's what, I do. And indirectly, maybe I got it from, listening to Prince. But Patrice Rushen, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
definitely an icon and doesn't get the recognition she deserves. But those who know.
Mhm.
So,
And the music that she put out there, I still love her music still to the day, and it'll never, to me, it'll never go away.
and
But
they're sampling it all over the place. People
yes,
who know
yes.
Patrice Rushen's music, they're like, ooh, not just Forget Me Nots, but other
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The things that she do creatively,
Hmm.
that's the part that you were speaking of that a lot of people don't understand or don't know that she's doing it. A lot of the award shows, man, you look at the credits and her name is there, the music director
Right.
who did all this, it was Patrice Rushen, man, and that's
All the
amazing.
time.
Yeah. And that's nothing that happened for the last 20, maybe 30 years, or whatever the case. She's been doing that for a long time. So it's not
Hmm.
nothing she just started doing. She's been doing this thing for a minute.
Right.
What is your preparation like? It's time. It's 20 minutes before you go on and perform. What is your
Hmm.
preparation? What
You
is
know
what
what?
is
I have to sit still. So people sometimes may think I'm acting funny, and it's like
Mhm.
because like when I'm on the stage, I'm such an introvert. People that know me or grew up
Mm-hmm.
with me know that, I'm an introvert. I like being by myself a lot of times, but for me, I just have to be left alone and
Mm-hmm.
just, and I hate waiting because a lot of times I like to just get to the venue and just a few minutes and dive right into it. When
Mm-hmm.
I don't, I get antsy.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I would just have to sit still. I never eat. It's rare that I'll eat before the show and just listen to music that's not mine, just
Okay.
to calm me down. Like I might put some Sade, or I might put I can never pronounce her name, Leandria, or some
Yeah.
Bob Marley, just something to
Mm-hmm.
get me in a zone. And then when I'm ready to go on stage, it's just like I always do a woo. That's like getting the jitters out. Like, some people, I hate to be graphic. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to name them. Some have to throw up and some have to pass gas, I've heard, before they go
Wow.
on the stage.
Wow.
Mine's is just a woo and then just go out there and do it. Because a lot of artists, believe it or not, are very shy people and don't
Mhm.
like a lot of crowds.
And I've heard a lot of them say that, but my question is, how do you pull yourself out of that in front of hundreds of thousands of people to perform? How do you do that?
It's crazy, and that's why it's like almost like an outer body experience. You just do it. It's like an alter ego, and you're like, wow, because people are like, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
that person on stage is nothing like you. And I don't know, because I've never been comfortable on the stage. I've always liked to do things behind the scenes. That's where I felt that my magic, started, like in the
Mm-hmm.
studio producing vocals, and that's the fun part. To me, it's hard to get out there, but I've gotten comfortable with it. But it's a lot, especially coming from Cleveland. We're like, people might say we're the mistake on the lake, which is not true. Now we're the land, but people may
Okay.
say that. However, Cleveland, I'm telling you, I've seen artists where our audience is just like, we make people work hard.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But see, there's some greats that came out of Cleveland though.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
OJ's,
jazz band, Gerald Levert, Bone Thugs and Harmony. We can go on and on.
mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I remember when Gerald was, around a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had some major artists who I won't name, where he had to go on stage to kind of get the ball rolling for that artist.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And even with you saying that, what is the camaraderie like? If you know what one of your colleagues is actually having a bad night, they're not a bad performer, they're not, they're just having a bad night. Would you interject yourself, or how would you handle that, or just let them fight their way through it?
I would probably interject myself because I know how that feeling is. And some days people are like, you did a great show. And I'm like, no, that show wasn't so great,
Yeah.
because we know our best and we know when we don't do so well. But
Mhm.
yeah, I would do whatever it is. You don't want to get up there and interject and they say, well, we didn't ask you to come up and do anything. If
Yeah.
you can feel, you have to kind of know your audience. And if the vibe is right, I definitely would do whatever I could to help support.
Good deal. Now let me ask you a question. It may come across as a weird question, but if you think about it for a second, I think you won't have any issue with getting what I'm saying. What is your tomorrow's victory?
Wow, tomorrow's victory. Ooh, I like that. It's just to live better,
Mm-hmm.
every day, to live better than I did today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just to continue to influence people to be positive and surround myself around positive energy and
Mm-hmm.
continue to move towards that direction. Especially with all this transpired within the
Mm-hmm.
last year, I think is really important. And then also to some stuff we can't sweat. Some things that are out of your control, you just have to leave it where it is and focus on positivity, because I think that's the most important takeaway, at least for me.
Mm-hmm. Energy is important. A lot of times people don't pay attention to
Ooh,
energy.
you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. It's like, and I have a sample size of everything to tell you. You gotta, and I'm whether it was warranted or not, you have to pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to that. Absolutely.
Okay. Now you said you mentioned influence a second ago.
Mhm.
I know you are an educator as well, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know this about you. How important is that, and how does that line up with the music industry and what you do on stage?
I think a lot, just how I move, how I interact with people. I think it's just something intrinsic, like I'm just a natural giver. Unfortunately, I can be to a fault, but I
Mm-hmm.
also think it's a gift. And someone, I don't know, they gave me a book. They was like the gift of attraction, and not nothing in a physical way, but they was like, you
Mhm.
have that. And I don't know if that's another gift or a blessing, just to be able to be in tune, like with students
Yeah.
that people deem as difficult, I'm able
Mhm.
to connect with them. And I just think that's something that I love to do. And that's why, I've had opportunities to go full-fledged with the music career. And people always say,
Mhm.
why didn't you do that? I said, sometimes our gifts or our careers are not our choices. It's what we're destined to do. And there's a big bug in this room. I don't know how I got in here, so it might not just be me in this interview, but
Yeah, yeah, it's
that's
the way.
that's I don't know, this Cleveland weather. One day is really hot, then it's raining, so I don't know. All kind of things are popping up, coming out of the woodworks. So I think and that helps me, interact better, even with the students. Because teaching students, I think that's the toughest job,
Yeah.
and being responsible for these little individuals and
Mhm.
molding them, especially when they're in adulthood. Because some things, like I have juniors and seniors, so a
Mhm.
lot of the molding, may have taken place at the K through 8 levels or whatever have you.
Mhm.
But I think that happens. And then with my music, I'm able to interact. It's certain things like when I do performances, call and response. Those are sort of techniques I use in the classroom.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think it kind of goes hand in hand. And I also use them both as a refuge. Like when I need a break from the music, I seek refuge in my teaching and vice versa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mathematics, because if I'm not saying, algebra is what you teach, right?
Yes,
Algebra. Yeah.
actually, I have special education, but the thing
Mhm.
is, a lot of the students, they're right, like they have to take the same standardized test that
Yeah.
they have to take the SAT, ACT. So
Mhm.
I still have to teach the same thing. However, for me, I may have to teach a different approach, a different technique, slow it down a little bit, but we're still using
Yeah.
the same curriculum. So for me, it gets challenging, but my job is to make it easier for them. And I think I do a pretty good job at that.
I think you do an amazing job. I think you absolutely do an
Thank you.
amazing job. Mathematics and music, how do they go together?
It's all a chemistry, it
Mhm.
does just strategically. I always tell the students it's always it's connected.
Mhm.
um when we talk about sound, and measurement, all that's connected to music.
Mhm.
So it's just, I think the best way to connect with the students is to let them see how it's related, because sometimes a lot, I'm right there with them too when they talk about algebra. Why do we need this? I'm like,
Mhm.
trig and
Mhm.
algebra is the reason why these airplanes aren't crashing. It's why people are
Mhm.
not dying when they get anesthesia. You have to know the math.
Mhm. Exactly.
I'm not going to get too deep into rational expressions and equations and all that stuff, but
You can go
when
there.
you show them
You can
how
go there.
it's connected, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I see this. I see.
Mhm.
So I'm like,
Mhm.
everything, it has a formula to it, and including music. you
Mhm.
know,
Exactly.
yeah.
So, Miss Dawes, where do you find your peace?
And my family, and just sometimes sitting still, just being able to reflect, because I notice when you don't even realize how much you're moving and you don't have time to sit still. So my piece is
Mhm.
just sometimes being home, being around my family, being safe, making sure they're safe, and just chill. I love to just chill. I don't
Mhm.
have to get up and go here. I've never been that person, but
Yeah.
I appreciate it even more now. So
Okay.
that's my piece.
Now, your closest girlfriend, if I asked her what's the most shocking thing about Miss Conya Dawes that she would say, and that would kind of make you like, why you? What would that be?
Oh, I don't know. Um, let's see. The most shocking thing, I don't think anything would shock people. I'm trying to think. Um, I think they would say I'm an old soul. Like I collect
Mhm.
dolls. I used to collect
Mhm.
dolls. And that's something that old people used to. I was like 20 years old going to the doll
Mhm.
shows, collecting African American dolls and Hempstead dolls. And of
Mhm.
course that faded because it was getting expensive. But that's something that I think people would be shocked. Like, wow, I know you did that. And I think everybody knows that since I do math,
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
that would be interesting. I'm gonna ask them now. I'm like, what could you say that will probably shock people that people don't know about me?
That's good. And the answer might shock you. that
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
Now let me ask you this, and we're gonna get out of here because I say it was gonna be about 30 minutes, so I definitely
Mhm.
appreciate giving us the time to talk to you. Um, any artist, past, present, is kind of weird, but living or dead, if you could be in the kitchen with that artist, cooking a meal and singing, I know how you feel about Prince and Michael Jackson. Outside of those two, who would it be?
I'm gonna have to say Patty, cause
Wow.
Patty LaBelle, cause she can cook and I like to eat. So, and I like her. I love her voice actually.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the person.
Okay. This
Now, if
Patty.
it was somebody I want to interview or talk to, that might be a little different. But when it comes to, being in the kitchen, just chilling out, because she just seems so down to earth, you
Mhm.
know.
Have you met her?
No, never. And I would love, it's always been 6 degrees of separation. I know better. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, hit me up with Patty, or whatever. But
Exactly.
yeah, I would love, she's somebody that just seems so humble and down to earth,
Mhm.
like somebody you could talk to and you feel like you've known her for years. At least that's the vibe that I get.
Me too. I get that from her as well.
Mhm.
And not to mention when she's on stage, she- Miss Patty got to kick them shoes off. She
Yeah, it's just her. Yeah.
and man, you know
Yeah.
when you go to a Patti LaBelle concert, you know you're gonna walk away absolutely satisfied. You
Hmm.
everything that you want, you're going to get. And I can say the same thing about you, young lady.
Thank you. Well, thank you. And I can cook. Some things I can cook. I can't cook
Now,
everything, but I
now,
cook pretty
Miss
well.
Dawes, you were doing good. Now you sitting here trying to tell us you can cook, Miss Dawes. Come on.
Yeah, I might have to do a cooking show. Look, I don't know about all that.
Now, what do you like to cook? And we're going to get out of here. And I like again, I definitely appreciate you giving us the time to talk to you. But if you had a go-to meal that you could cook, you say you could cook, what would it be?
Well, I'm known, like, the family would always ask me, it's three things. They would always ask me, well, I can make chicken curry and chapati bread. That's
Okay.
but they would always ask me to make the macaroni and cheese, peach
Mm-hmm.
cobbler, but I'm really known for my pineapple cheesecakes.
Good
Yeah.
Lord. That's
But
called
this
cooking.
video, I didn't put on some pounds too. I said that's what I was like. I gotta walk. Luckily, when my son's at camp, is I can
Mm-hmm.
get my exercising now because I'm like, yeah, if nothing else, we've been eating good.
Exactly. Ms. Dawes, and I'm asking you this question for a reason. Are you a hugger? And the reason why I'm asking that question is because through this COVID, I am a hugger. And I see somebody, hey, how you doing? Give them a hug or whatever, give them a dap them up or whatever. But you can't do that. And that was taken away for the last year or so. That's been taken away because of this whole pandemic.
Mhm.
How have it affected your life?
Not really. I mean,
Mhm.
like, I'm always hug my son and my immediate family members, but it's like we do the fist pump.
Yeah, yeah.
Once again, the energy. We know people love each other. That's just one way that you show it,
Hmm.
but there are other ways you can show it. Without having to physically do it. It's just something culturally we be creative and find other ways.
Exactly, exactly. Well, Mrs. Dawes, we are about to get out of here. I definitely, again, I want to thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. I know you
Thank
got so
you.
much going on, and that you allowed us to be a part. We really appreciate it.
Thank
Like
you. I'm glad
as
we finally were able to connect it. 'Cause I'm like, okay. So
exactly. And as I said, I'm sure you can tell now I don't do the ordinary type interview type situation. I like to have conversations. I like to talk to the people, and then hopefully throughout the course of that conversation, people will know more of who you are. And I think we hopefully we accomplish that.
oh yeah, absolutely. I really enjoy this. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, we're about to get out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. It is now 12:03. You're about to exit the Raheen Ashimi show. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. Go out there and when you find somebody, give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could
Mhm.
very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we're in the Raheen Aljamain show. You all have a great day. Take an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. God bless you, love you, and have a great day.